In section 7.7, we're going to cover multiplying and dividing algebraic expressions. We know that only like terms, those with the same literal or letter part, can be added and subtracted, but any two terms, like or unlike, can be multiplied. Just a reminder that 2x means 2 times x. We can do multiplication in any order. 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2. And x times x times x equals x cubed. When we multiply terms that have a number and a literal or letter part, we multiply the numbers and then we multiply the letters. So in the case of 2x times 3xy, this would be 2 times 3 times x times y, which equals 6x squared y. Now multiply 3x squared yz times 2xy. That would be 3 times 2 times x squared times x times y times z, and we get 6x cubed y squared z. When you multiply like factors, you add their exponents. The general rule is to multiply numbers or letters written in exponential form with the same base, add the exponents. So x squared times x cubed equals x to the 2 plus 3, which equals x to the 5. When you divide factors, think about it like this. If you divide x to the 5th by x squared and we write it out, it would look like x times x times x times x times x divided by x times x. You'll notice we can cancel 2 of the x's in the numerator with 2 of the x's in the denominator to get x cubed. So to divide numbers or letters written in exponential form having the same base, we subtract the exponents. The like bases remain the same when dividing with exponents. So if you're dividing 4 to the 5th by 4 squared, 4 is the base, and that stays the same. So the answer is 4 to the 5 minus 2, which equals 4 cubed. When you divide expressions that contain exponential expressions and numerical factors, you subtract the exponents, but you divide the numerical factors. So for instance, if you have 6a to the 6th divided by 2a cubed, first divide 6 by 2, then divide a to the 6th by a cubed. 6 divided by 2 is 3. A to the 6th divided by a cubed equals a to the 6 minus 3, which is a cubed. So the answer is 3a cubed. And don't forget that any number or letter raised to exponent 0 equals 1. Negative exponents. If we apply the division rule to a problem where the divisor or the bottom number has a larger number than the dividend or top number, then the answer will have a negative exponent because we're subtracting. For example, x to the 4th divided by x to the 6th equals x to the negative 2 because 4 minus 6 is negative 2. Negative exponents are defined this way. X to the negative n equals 1 over x to the n. So we take a negative exponent and we put it in the denominator of a fraction and make the exponent positive. It is a preferred method to write an answer in fraction form rather than write it with a negative exponent. So let's do this one. 8x squared divided by negative 2x cubed. First divide 8 by 2 to get 4. Then we're going to divide x squared by x cubed to get x to the 2 minus 3, which is x to the negative 1. Now we know the whole fraction is negative because we have a negative 2 in the denominator, which makes the whole fraction negative. So the answer is 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4. X squared divided by x cubed is x to the negative 1. We have to correctly rewrite that as negative 4 divided by x to the positive 1. But you don't have to put the 1 as an exponent on the x. It's understood. Try the following before you look at the solution on the next slide. So turn off the video, try it yourself, and then we'll go over the answers. 24 m to the 7th n to the 4th divided by negative 6 m squared n. The first thing we're going to do is divide 24 by negative 6, and then we're going to divide m to the 7th by m squared, then n to the 4th divided by n. So 24 divided by negative 6 is negative 4. m to the 7th divided by m squared is m to the 7 minus 2, so it's m to the 5th. Then n to the 4 divided by n is n to the 4 minus 1, so that's n cubed. Negative 4, m to the 5th, n cubed. Now let's do 8x squared divided by negative 2x cubed. First, divide 8 by negative 2, that's negative 4. Now divide x squared by x cubed, and that equals x to the 2 minus 3, which is x to the negative 1. So we need to move that x to the denominator, and our answer is negative 4 over x to the positive 1.